It wasn't until I was on the court one day that I started feeling my heart defect. I was starting to get out of breath. I felt lightheaded. I collapsed and totally passed out. My name's Luik. I'm 43 years old, and I was NewYork-Presbyterian Weill Cornell Medical Center's first heart transplant patient. At 2.5, I had my first open heart surgery. I was born with a condition called transposition of the great arteries. It's a condition where your two main arteries are reversed. You're having the smaller chamber try and do the work of the big chamber, and it really can never ultimately keep up.
I met Maddie nearly a decade ago now, but it was clear even then that things weren't quite right. Maddie's numbers in his heart had been slowly dwindling.
It's not black and white. When is the right moment to evaluate somebody for a heart transplant? We had had discussions about the potential of this happening in the future, and I think really it was those numbers that confirmed that Maddie had gotten sick enough for a heart transplant.
After my wife and I had our beautiful daughter, Carolina, the idea of getting a heart transplant became much more real. I think about the way my dad was a father, and that he was always there to hit some tennis balls with me. And that's the kind of father I want to be to Carolina. So as part of the evaluation, I met with Dr. Naka, who would be doing the surgery. And the first question he asked me is, can you walk a block? And it was puzzling because I was like, of course I can walk a block. And he said, well, soon you won't be able to.
As a surgeon, my job is to assess the transplant surgery can be done with the acceptable risk. My answer was, we can do the surgery.
I got the call, and when I saw it was my doctors calling, I knew it was because they had found a heart for me.
Here we go, February 1st. Heart transplant time.
The last thing I remember before they put me on the anesthesia was just giving my wife a hug and kiss and saying, well, I'll see you tomorrow. When I play tennis, I visualize how each point would go. And I wanted to make sure that that first day post-transplant was going to be as strong as it could be. And I set the goal for myself that I was going to walk on the first day, no matter what. I had the heart transplant on February 1st in the late afternoon. February 2nd, I walked. About 14 hours after the end of the surgery.
Maddie really did get out of that bed and walk the next day after his transplant.
It was so surprising. This is first time seeing a patient after transplant within 24 hours walking on the hallway. In my life, I have never seen like that.
It was incredible. There was a color to his cheeks, and he looked better than he had ever looked.
My heart was stronger, and it was this amazing feeling of having all this energy. The day I was leaving the hospital, they literally rolled out the red carpet for me. It was so meaningful to see all the people that played a role in bringing me to this moment. Today, when I'm on the courts, I feel like a new person. When you're winning, things are easy. It's in those moments when you struggle that really define who you are and whether you'll be able to reach the top and be a true champion. I'm looking forward to being able to watch my daughter grow up, and I'm ready to be the champion they know I can be.